Hey everybody, SBG or Die here, coming to you from the SBG Craft server. And I wanted to start off this episode by showing a little clip of the slime farms in action. So I got everything done for them, and they are up and running and producing a ton of slime. Let's see here, run up to the storage real quick, and I can show you exactly how much slime I'm getting. So I had to dedicate a lot of the sorters to it because honestly it's just so fast. I think I might actually run this in like a test world or something and just see how fast these slime farms are, because I AFK'd overnight for 2 nights in a row, so maybe 20-ish hours combined, and I got so much slime. It's unreal. Let's see, that's 1, 2, 3, and almost a half double chest there. And then, there's another double chest, 2, almost 3 double chests there. There's a double chest, in half, and then it kind of drops off from there, and these ones haven't even gotten any yet. But I mean, that is, I don't even know, like 10 plus double chests of shulker boxes of slime balls, and literally like not even 2 days of AFKing. So yeah, these things are producing big time. So I'm gonna go through the list of things I did, just so I don't miss anything here. Okay, here's my list. The iron golem and the cages. Yep, you can see those right there. Bunch of iron golems so that the slimes are attracted to them and jump off the spawning pads onto the magma blocks. Next up, the item collection. It's a redstone mess down here, but I guess I can jump down real quick. Yeah, pretty much I have all these, minecart with the hopper running underneath the magma blocks and picking up everything, and then those get put into the ice streams here. So I got that all done. Next was the on-off for all the farms. Right here I have this little switch panel, and I got just a redstone line running to all the farms, and all the mob farms that are like kind of specialized, they have their own. So like the spider only farm, I believe it's that one right there. This turns that one on and off. All the witch farms are hooked to this one. I have the creeper only farm, and then the 2 high mobs, so basically everything except for spiders, and then this is all mobs including spiders. And then finally the slime farm, and that just turns the dispensers with water on and off. So there's that. And then what else? Finished the floor. As you can see, when I was flying around, I got a little lazy on this outside bit, and I just put black in there, and I put black glass on top of it so it's spawn proof. But I think it looks all right. I was trying to make a design kind of like this but different on the outside, and it wasn't turning out. It was gonna look really weird, so I just went with black, so I'm okay with it. Small things. Did all the small things. Where like the farms and this stuff is sticking out, I put the floor in so that it you can't see down below. So yeah, there's that. The water stopping. Oh, the fence gates. That was a big deal. I got all the dispensers in with water, and then I hit the switch, and it just started flooding everything everywhere. So I had to I forgot to put in fence gates so that it holds the water back. But yeah, did that. Glass all these slime chunks. There were a few slime chunks in the area that I didn't use, and mainly because they were under like some of these farms, like the witch farms and stuff, and so I had to put glass so that no slimes would spawn on this regular floor. And yeah, so just keeps the whole area spawn proof when the farms are off. And then ensuring the light level. When I first got the slime farms done, I tested them for a little bit, for like an hour or so, and I had a bunch of like regular mobs spawning around the edges because of where I had to cut into the floor. I took out some, glowstone, so I had to go around the edge of all these farms and just make sure that there were enough, the light level was good enough to, keep it from spawning unwanted mobs. So yeah, that's pretty much everything in this area. I currently don't have any like major projects for this area, so I'm pretty much marking it as done. The only real thing I want to do in the future is whenever I go to build like a passive mobs farm, I want to get rid of all the grass and stuff that is outside of here, because I'm probably going to AFK at these farms a lot. So if I'm AFKing here and at the passive mob farm, I don't want any, passive mobs here, obviously. So, yeah, so there's that. I guess we can now go to... Oh, wait, before we move on to the main project, I have another update. So I'm going to run over there and I'll show you that. I'll be right back. Alright, so here I am over at the perimeter I made, I don't know how many episodes ago. It's south of my, Quad Witch farm area, and it's a 300 by 600 perimeter, and I just wanted to give you a quick update. I finally finished it. I had a problem with the World Eater. I got snow layers on it, didn't account for that. And so I just built up a regular TNT array and bombed this area out. It took me so long because, one, I had to clear all the liquids by hand. And also, I kind of put it on the back burner, lost interest in it, and also I had to change my plans. Basically, I was going to make like one of those, crazy huge mob farms, but it's kind of not a good area anymore because this is extreme hills, and one of the main things that you want to, have a mob farm for is bones, and it is way more efficient to have one in a desert than in a a biome like this. So I'm gonna have to find a new purpose for this perimeter, but I just wanted to kind of show it off and say it's done. So it's dug and ready for whatever project I want to put in here. But now I can fly off into the nether and go to our project for this episode. So I will see you there. Alright, so today's project actually isn't, well, to start off, isn't that far from my main base area. It's actually an area we've been before. It was the giant hole that I dug in the nether for a wither farm. Little backstory. Recently, I was running low on nether quartz, and so what I did was I built up a very simple TNT quarry It's a design by Comet. I'll put a link in the description. So I built that up, and then I wanted to expand it, so I actually built up his expandable TNT quarry, this design that's right here, and I actually built it up a couple times and did a couple layers of it. Let's see. So this was my first one here, and then I moved down a couple blocks and started going with this one. And I did it over in this area to actually start a perimeter for a wither farm, like a big, well, like a full perimeter. So it's not a full, like, 500 and, what is it, 28 perimeter. It's just a 256 perimeter, so just despawn area. And it was going to be based around this area right here. I can't really show you, but right here is actually, okay, well, these guys are spawning, but right here is actually 3 intersections for the nether fortress. They're not perfectly lined up, but they were pretty close. And yeah, so I started the perimeter here, and being that the wither farm was going to go right here, I needed to find a new blaze farm area. So I started looking around at nearby nether fortresses, and I'll show you what I found. Okay, so I'm at this other nether fortress, and to start off, I'll show you this. Inside that obsidian cube right there is a blaze spawner. As you can see, they're spawning over there. And then right over here is another blaze spawner, easily within range of each other. So I found a double blaze spawner, and it's only about 1,000 blocks away. Not too bad, especially once I break some bedrock and I can just fly straight on the over the ceiling. But I also started looking at the fortress itself, and if you come over here and look down this hallway, you can see that I have something kind of cool. So we got 1, 2, 3, and right there is 4 intersections that are perfectly lined up with each other, right next to each other. They butt up to each other perfectly. And actually, I have a 5th one right here, but it's off to the side. And these intersections are really ideal for wither farms. And so I started thinking, like, this would be a great place to put my wither farm, because, the other one had 3 that aren't lined up very well, and then this one has 4 that are lined up perfectly. And so I started looking up designs and, kind of making some plans for this area. And then I just got kind of bored, and I started wandering around in the area one day, and I flew over this way, and I found this nether fortress. There's no double blaze farm, but if we start looking at intersections and start counting them, 1, 2, 3, and 4 right here. And actually, just like that one, 5. One is off to the side here. This is a little bit more open, but I'm thinking about, automating a perimeter anyways. But this one I like. One, there's not a double blaze spawner that I would probably have to destroy to build the wither farm. And also, this is just a little bit lower on the Y level, so the farm design that I was thinking about using could fit below the subchunk level, which, let's see here, F3G is up there. So, yeah, basically I can get more spawning spaces. But yeah, so there's a few steps that I want to take before I build up a farm in this area. And one thing is I need to get the mobs under control by building a mob switch. And if you have been paying attention, I've actually already done that. There's no mobs around. There were some over by the blaze spawner, but that was because it's a spawner. So I'm actually going to show you what I built. It's a super simple mob switch, but it's kind of cool, and it was my own design. So I'm gonna fly over there real quick, and I will show you what I built. Alright, so here I am, pretty far away actually from like my main base area and where this wither farm that I'm going to be working on is going to go. And I built up a it's kind of like a very simple blaze farm. Based off of Nimbomb's, findings about the Blaze's AI wandering, behavior or whatever you want to call it. And basically, what I did was I made one of those farms so they naturally wander over here into this hole, and so I have a alternate account. He sits here and farms Blaze, but when I want to turn on the mob switch so that no mobs in the nether will spawn, all he has to do is destroy this hopper right here, and these guys will funnel down and go into this little holding area. And as you can see, I have a bunch stored up right here. If we look at my E line up there, I have just over 150, which is enough for 2 players to be in the nether. And so basically I built this for 2 reasons. One, I can very simply turn the mobs on and off, and also at the same exact time I can have him sit here and attack the blaze and get blaze rods. So it's pretty cool. Real simple. It just gets picked up in this hopper, which when you want to start farming the blaze, you just have to manually replace. And then, he starts, hitting the blaze, and they go over here. They go through a sorter because I get the blaze heads in there. And then over here, the rest go into a shulker box filler. And he's been pretty hard at work farming these guys, and I've already gotten, I think, just over 3 double chests of shulker boxes and quite a few stacks of blaze heads. So yeah, and it's all activated by this piston right here. So as you can see, he's on top of the piston, which is activating the spawner up here. And if you watch him turn it off, the spawner is not activated. So he, is out of range. And yeah, but he's still in range of these guys, so they won't despawn. So it's just a really simple way to, one, turn mobs on and off, and also farm some blades. So with this mob switch, I can now officially start working on the perimeter for this wither farm that I want to build. So let's get started with that. Hey everyone, I am back finally. It took me, I don't know, about a week or so to get this area prepped. But yeah, I've been over here working on a bunch of stuff. And so right now I'm on top of the nether ceiling. Right here is the mark out of where the farm's actually going to be. Well, it's actually the chunks it's going to be in. So eventually I'm going to take out the bedrock above those chunks. That way, I get good spawn rates in the farm. But what I've mainly been working on is down here, right here. I dug out this layer so I can start, making the perimeter. And I wanted the ceiling to look good. I decided I'm not going to take out the bedrock for the entire area, for the entire perimeter, just above where the farm is going to be. So yeah, so I dug it all out, and I took out all the nether rack, and I put in this black concrete. So I think it looks pretty cool from a distance here. Let me go into game mode 3 and kind of see what that looks like from down here. So, and this is still fairly close. I don't know if I can get any lower really. Maybe over here. So yeah, like, down here's about where the farm's gonna be, and that's what you're gonna look up and see. I think that looks super cool. So but yeah, I left like the lowest layer of bedrock, kind of gives it a little texture and whatever. So all right, so moving on now. Let's get over here. All right, so now let's talk about how we're going to make the perimeter. So my plan is to use a like a tunnel bore, like one of those expandable TNT tunnel bores, to clear out the first couple layers up here, so that I can have enough room to make a regular either TNT array or World Eater setup to finish, bombing this place out. So I'm going to cut and go to a creative world and show off the design that I'm going to be using. Alright, so here I am in a creative test world, and I built up a expanded version of Comet 107's expandable tunnel bore TNT machine. I forget the exact title that he gave it, but yeah, basically it's a bunch of TNT dupers that are on a timing circuit, and after the TNT is ignited, it's thrown forward and explodes right in front of the machine, so it kind of digs a hole and moves forward. And it digs this hole, and then you can, go along and get all the quartz, and it also digs about, I think this is about 10 blocks or so. Let's see, this is like 110, and it goes up to 119. So yeah, close to 10 blocks tall, which 10 blocks is not enough to safely use most like TNT, arrays or world eaters. It's just not. It's too close. It'll start blowing up the machine, and stuff like that. So what I was thinking is, what if I built 2 layers of this machine and ran them at the same time? That would give me twice the distance here, and yeah, that should be enough room, to run, clear out this top layer and then have another set of like TNT dupers or a world eater built to get the rest of this taken out. So yeah, I built this up and I was doing some testing, and basically, let's get it up here again. Over here is my control engine or whatever. It's not beautiful. I'm not the best at Slimestone, but it works. So basically I update this piston right here, and that pushes the 2 machines forward. The only real lag I experience is the lava, especially. Oh, this one just barely stopped. But when it comes over the edge and goes all the way down to the bottom, because I cleared this area out with MC Edit, that creates a ton of lag. But when it just flows like this, a couple blocks down, it's not that bad. Which is what I will be doing in survival, obviously, because I won't have a huge hole like this to start off with. But yeah, so I built this up and I started thinking, I was like, what would be really cool is if I just went completely crazy, right? So I did, and I built up 3 layers of this, which gives me approximately 30-ish blocks gap in here, which is very substantial. Like, look at this, all this that's cleared out. And yeah, honestly, like, this isn't hard to build at all. Like, it's just the same, little area here built over and over and over again. And down here at the end, I have, these are like the little timer flying machines. They basically, fly back and then come back here and then activate them to throw the TNT forward. So yeah, pretty much, it's like a lot of resources to build up something this big. But one of the cool things about it is that it's infinite. So this, I can literally just keep using it, keep blowing, these layers of netherrack up and getting tons and tons of quartz as I go, forever, until I hit like a world border or something, or just get bored with it and stop. So yeah, I might use this just because it's kind of crazy and it'd be super fun to build something this big and just run it for like, I don't know, 1,000, 2,000 blocks. That's something I might do. So yeah. But then I started thinking, what if I just really went completely insane, off my rocker? So I made up a version with 4 levels, and this it's getting pretty crazy at this point. I promise you, I'm not gonna go beyond 4 levels here. I kind of did this one for fun. I don't even know if I could actually do this in survival. Like I'd go insane. It didn't take me too long, flying around in creative, building it and stuff like that. And but it is pretty crazy. It's a little bit laggier. I think just all of the mine carts, the lag from those are starting to build up. So I would honestly have to build this like one level at a time in survival and just kind of gauge the lag off of, from there because, this is on my local computer, so the lag isn't that bad, but I get, pretty bad lag spikes every now and then. I don't know if you just saw one. Up in the left corner, I have the TPS and the MSPT. And the TPS obviously is going to stay at 20 because it's on my computer, but the MSPT kind of jumps around a lot. So just standing here, I'm in the high 20s, about 30. With the 3-level one, I was in the low 20s, like 25 and below. Other than when I use it, obviously I get a really big lag spike. It goes up to maybe around 50 or so. But it's really temporary, so let's just activate it here. And yeah, see. Yeah, so it spikes up there almost to 50, which for being on my computer is not very good. So I'll probably get some other TNT machines going and then build this up, and I'm gonna do all that in a time lapse because yeah, it's gonna take a little while to build up. So yeah, so I hope you like that, and here we go. Hey everybody, welcome back, and I am finally done. I don't think it's been a full week, but it's been the better part of a week building this bad boy up. But I finished everything. as you saw in that time lapse, and I kind of went around and made sure, double checked everything. I still haven't tested this thing out yet, so we're about to do that right now. I'm really nervous about it because obviously this is a crazy huge build. There's TNT everywhere. Yeah, but you know, I triple checked everything. It should be good. So let's go over here to my little engine room, and I got to place a redstone block right there, and then I just have to update this piston, and it should be good. Actually, I'm going to come over on this side, and we can run over here and watch it work. There we go. Oh, lag spike. That looked like it worked. Everything launched. Let me just fly around and make sure that none of my modules blew up here. You always gotta check the ones on the end, just because I don't know why they always you know, blow up. But yeah, these all look good. The minecarts are still there. Let's go down to this end. As you can see, we got some lava. I'll have to clean that up. These flying machines are all good. Yep, everything looks great. Nothing blew up, thank God. Ugh, I was so nervous about that. Okay, well, I guess all that there's left to do is just run this thing the length of the perimeter this way. So it's probably close to 300 blocks. So yeah, maybe I'll just do another quick time lapse of that, and yeah, maybe afterwards I'll show off all the nether quartz that I get from it. But yeah, hopefully you enjoy this. Alright guys, as you can see, I have run this machine all the way across our perimeter. Here it is on the far wall. And if I land right here, can't really see it. Right there is the end of our perimeter, and we are a couple blocks past it. So, yeah, this thing worked great. It took me a while to run this as far as I did. It's been a little over a week, about a week and a half. Basically because every time I activated it, I had to go and clear all the lava, and I was also collecting all the nether quartz. I got a ton of nether quartz. I just counted it, and I got like I think 9 shulker boxes full of nether quartz, and then like 24 shulkers of nether quartz that I happen to have in my inventory, so I just threw it in some shulker boxes, and I got a ton of it. So yeah, it worked great. As you can see, I got everything down to Y90, so this is about a 30 block gap. So I have plenty of room here to build a TNT array to finish bombing out the rest of these blocks all the way down. If we fly over here to this far corner, I can show you what I've been working on. I just built up a small test of the design I'm going to be using. I believe this was designed by Methods. It's used by the side crafters in a lot of their perimeters. They use it as their trenchers. But it's honestly a really simple design to make. And it's also very, very effective. If you look at it, it's one wide, and you only need one gap in between TNT machines. So it's very effective to, basically blow up blocks without leaving any floating ones behind. I actually ran it just to test it and see what it would do. And this was actually only the first two machines. I forgot to basically activate the last four. So all of this destruction here was done by two. And I already came by and cleaned up all the lava. There's a lot of lava pockets. But I came and, cleaned those up, and I started getting some of the quartz out. This is, amazing. I ran it one time, and that's it. And it blew up everything a little bit past the lava lake level. As you can see, what is it? 32 is like lava lake level, and then it went just a couple blocks past that, which is great. So I should be good all the way down to the lava lakes, and then I'll have to figure it out from there. So what I'm going to do now is basically just build up a huge array of it all the way across here, and I'm just gonna activate them like in batches of like maybe 20-ish at the most. That way it's not too laggy running too many machines all at once. And with all the like lava pockets that will be flowing and updating, I don't want it to be too laggy and unbearable. So I'm going to do that. I'm not going to record myself building up the array. I feel like you guys watch me build up, TNT arrays enough. So I think it'll be really interesting, though, for you guys to watch me running the machine, blowing up all the blocks, which is always fun, and, cleaning up the lava, and, stuff like that. I guess without further ado, here we go. Alright guys, I am back, and I am calling it for this episode. Pretty much I got a little bit over halfway, like right here's the halfway mark, and I got about here. Pretty much, like, I don't know if you saw in the time lapse, but I was having a bunch of problems. I kept blowing up the machines. Basically, I made the last minute decision right before I built it to drop it down a couple blocks. I think it's only like 5 blocks, but I wanted to basically try and get these to dig a little deeper so it's less for me to, take care of in our next step. And basically it was too low, and a bunch of these were getting blown up, and it was leaving huge like gaps in like netherrack still needing to be taken care of. So basically I stopped recording. I fixed all the flying machines, and I also cleaned up the mess that was here. As you can see, it's pretty much all down to lava lake level here. Over here to the side. And also one thing I didn't like was where is it? Right here. It a few stray pieces of TNT hit the tunnel bore, which I will have to repair now. Yeah, and so that'll be fun. Ooh, stuck in a block. But all in all, this project is going very well. And basically it's been too long for me to post a video and show progress, so I want to get this video out, and in between I will finish this. It's only like 100-ish blocks left to do, so that actually shouldn't take me too long. It's just a matter of running the machines, cleaning up all the lava, and, in certain spots, you'll probably have to repair some of these because they'll get blown up again. But yeah, we'll see. So this is actually going to be the end of my episode. So I just want to thank everyone, by the way. I saw the other day that I have over 100 subscribers on YouTube, so I want to thank everyone that subscribed and has been watching me do all these videos and stuff like that. I'm trying to work on some more content. Personal life is very hectic and demanding, but hopefully soon I'll be able to push out some more stuff to try and entertain you guys, and also get on a better schedule for posting SBG Craft. So but with that being said, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. See ya.